Hello, welcome to the Theoretical Linguistics class. Today, we will review what morphemes are and the difference between derivational and inflectional morphemes. I am your teacher. My name is Erika Tober, and this is part of my final project for Theoretical Linguistics. I hope you enjoy this lesson. What are morphemes? A morpheme is a short segment of language that meets three basic criteria. Number one, it is a word or a part of a word that has a meaning. Number two, it cannot be divided into smaller meaningful segments without changing its meaning or leaving a meaningless reminder. Number three, it has relatively the same stable meaning in different verbal environments. As you see in the diagram, morphemes can be bound or free. Free morphemes can stand alone with a specific meaning. For example, the words eat, date, week. While bound morphemes are affixes that can be inflectional or derivational. Bound morphemes cannot stand alone with meaning. Morphological analysis. Inflectional morphology deals with the differences between the shapes of the inflectional forms of variable lexemes, while the derivational morphology is the study of how affixes combines with stems to derive in new words. Derivational affixes often change the part of a speech of the base morphemes. As I was telling you before, with the example of happy and unhappy, another example is inflectional morphemes are affixes attached to nouns, adjectives, and verbs, changing their number, degree of comparison, and tense, but not the lexical category. In English, inflectional morphemes are suffixes, so they're at the end of the word. Some examples of the non-inflectional suffix are the plural marker, /s. So, for example, the word boy with an s at the end becomes boys. And you see the category is the same. Another example is the possessive marker with the apostrophe and the s. So the example is John's apostrophe s bikes, and you see it's the same category. That are the two types of non-inflectional suffixes. Then we continue to the verbs inflectional suffixes. We see here four cases. The first one is the third person present singular marker. That is the S. So in the example drive, you add the S marker and it becomes drives. He drives the car. Then the past participle marker is the en or the ed. The example of this is the verb eat. You add the en and it becomes eaten. Another verb inflectional suffixes are the ed and the ing. The ed is for the past tense marker. An example is the verb jump. You add the ed suffix and it's jumped. Then the last example is the one of the progressive marker with the ing. So from the verb drink, you add at the end the ing, the suffix, and it becomes drinking. As you see, all of them change the tense of the verb, but doesn't change the category of the word. And this is the adjective inflectional suffixes. There are two types. The comparative marker, that you add an er at the end of the adjective. In this case, as you see the example, is slow. you add the ER at the end and it becomes a slower. And the other one is the superlative marker with the EST. So we use the same example of the adjective slow and we add the suffix est at the end. So it's the superlative slowest. The category is the same. The intensity changes. There are a large number of derivational affixes in the English language. In contrast with what we just saw, there are only 8 inflectional affixes in English, and all of them are suffixes. This doesn't happen with the derivational affixes. The derivational affixes are added to a root or a stem, are used to make new words. They are often used to make words of different grammatical categories. As you see, there are several examples that I put in the slide. For example, if we add the suffix er to a verb, from the verb write, we add the er at the end, and it becomes writer. So from a verb with the suffix er, it becomes a noun. Another example is a noun. When you add the suffix ful, care, you add the ful, careful, so it becomes from a noun to an adjective. Take a look to the examples that are in the slides. The derivational affixes can be added at the beginning or at the end of the word, as I already said. So in English, derivational morphemes are prefixes and suffixes. And as a conclusion, we can say that there are affixes attached to nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs, and change them to another lexical category, as we see in the examples that we were talking about. And now it's time to practice what we have said in the lesson. And we are going to do this exercise. It consists of reading a text and analyzing it morphologically, and you have to classify the derivational and inflectional words. And to do this, it will be nice for you to highlight in red the inflectional words and in blue the derivational ones. Take a few minutes to read silently the fable of the fox and the grapes so that you do your analysis correctly with no rush, taking in account all the things that we have said and analyzed in class. So everyone ready? We are going to read it together. The Fox and the Grapes. One day a fox was passing by a barnyard where bunches of ripe grapes were hanging high. The fox halted there, his mouth watered to see the juicy grapes. He jumped again and again as high as possible to catch hold of the grapes, but the grapes were beyond his reach. So the sad fox consoled himself to think that these grapes must be sour. It is better not to eat them. So this table is really nice. And what can you tell me? What do you think are the derivational morphemes and what are the inflectional ones? So here are the list. The inflectional morphemes are passing with the suffix ing, grapes with the plural suffix s, hanging with the suffix ing, halted with the suffix ed, watered with the suffix ed, jumped with the suffix ed, consult with the suffix ed. And for the derivational morphemes, there were only two: juicy with the y suffix and possible with the IVL suffix at the end. I hope you enjoy this class. It was really nice to review this interesting topic and to have the chance of meeting all of you. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.